talking about Diablo4 balance, there has been an update, like an update patch for their internal Diablo4 balance, and basically like talking about transforming the feedback they got from the beta into actual change. So this is just blah blah, right? And check out the actual changes. Dungeon layouts. One of the most common pieces for feedback we received as players felt like they were doing a lot of backtracking within certain dungeons. We have optimized multiple dungeons across all zones. Okay, they don't... I mean, okay. We can just believe them that they did it. They probably did it. In which way exactly, we don't know. But, yeah, I mean... if they actually did it properly, that's kind of like all they have to present as well. And they don't have to like show every single like dungeon layout, obviously. The chance for an event to spawn inside of a dungeon has been increased from 10% to 60%. Okay, to make them like a bit more interesting, I guess. Dungeon gameplay. Reduce the enemy's backtrack. When animals is gathered, the player and nearby enemies will gain 10 resource. Reduce all active cooldowns by 1 second. What the fuck? That's broken as fuck. I don't know if I like that, to be honest, but I... The time to rescue was reduced from 3 to 1.5, blah, blah, blah. Deposing animals channel time was reduced from 3 to 0. Okay, I mean, yeah, all this like press G kind of like completion bars have been reduced, that's good. I don't think this is like needed, but okay. This is whatever. This is garbage. While carrying a thing, you get more movement speed. Wouldn't you like get less movement speed? Like, what kind of logic is this? But I mean, hey, zoomers gotta zoom, I guess. Pedestrians have their turn time reduced from 2 to 0. Okay. I mean, I kind of like these, like, reduce the channel times, because channeling is kind of cringe most of the time. Returning a portable object now fully restores health. I don't understand this, like, why? I really don't understand why this is needed. What for? Oh, this is cool. Minimap ping is cool. Okay. Developer note. One dungeons offer a variety of objectives to complete. Player feedback stated that the action of completing each dungeon objective felt tedious. It was tedious because of the backtracking, not because you didn't ding back to full life when you completed it. Like, this here? Yes, okay, that's good. This, I think, is also fine because, like, it reduces tedium. But giving, like, bonuses, it's like fucking mobile game, like bad chest reward, the reward system kind of logic. That's garbage logic in my opinion. Classes. Effects like stun and freeze can be applied to elite monsters twice as long before they become unstoppable. Okay, I mean, I don't know if this is needed either, but maybe. I mean, it makes the game easier, like makes like stun and freeze builds better for sure. Reviewed class skills to confirm that all classes have access to sufficient skills that remove crowd control impairing effects. Right, okay, so we're gonna have one mandatory unstoppable skill in every single class now. If it wasn't the case already before, now it definitely is. Barbarian, a flat 10% passive damage reduction has been added to the Barbarian class. Okay. Some skill tree passives had their damage reduction effects reduced to compensate. Okay. The Whirlwind skill now deals more damage and consumes more fury. Okay. Double swing skill enhancement funds its full fury cost when used on stunned or knocked down enemies. I mean, overall, whatever. I mean, not like terribly big changes, just like makes Barbarian like tankier early, I guess. Because like they reduced some other stuff that you could get like later. I maybe think, I don't know. I mean, this seems like it's just like making Barbarian tankier earlier and like the same later. Druid companion skills now deal heavily increased damage. Yes, they were like they should dealing 0 damage before. They should like reduce the aspects then though. I don't know if they did. I mean, hopefully they did. All ultimate skills have their cooldowns reduced. That is also very, very good. As long as the like end game balance is also like properly adjusted. Usability improvements have been made for Maul and Pulverize. Yeah, maybe like, yeah, I think Pulv felt good at a skill itself, but like the mechanic behind it with like, I don't know, what was it, like 5 seconds of not being dropped below 80% life or something like that was kind of garbage. The movement speed is because you're gonna get when you're gonna deliver the box, it's a backtracking task. Yeah. I do understand the movement speed a bit more, but it's like, this just doesn't make any sense logic-wise at all. It's just, this is like immersion breaking to me. It's not like, gameplay-wise, that's probably fine. But then again, I mean, the shrines are way worse when it comes to immersion than this, so I guess it's, yeah. You know, this reminds me of like a skill in like Heroes of the Storm, you know? Like this skill in an RPG, or like this thing in an RPG reminds me of like how Heroes of the Storm was like treated the like MOBA genre basically. Using a non-shape shifting skill will transform Druid back to their human form. Wait, it didn't before? Necromancer summoned minions will die more often, requires players to use corpses more often for them, okay? I mean, that's probably, I mean, yeah, that's good. Many bonuses of the Book of Death have had their stats increased. I think that's actually good. They actually was a little bit underwhelming compared to like all the other things in Necro that were pretty OP. Like damage dealt by the corpse explosion, for example, has been reduced. Brightness of the warriors, of the skeletal warriors and mages has been reduced as well, very nice. Rogue upgrades for subterfuge skills have their bonuses increased. I don't even remember what those were, honestly. What were subterfuge skills? Ailment skills had their cooldowns increased. Multiple passive skills had their bonuses increased. Okay, so imbuements nerfed and the rest like buffed a bit, like these two buffed a bit. I mean, it sounds fair, I guess. Wait, Necromancer didn't get its Bone Spear nerfed? Nani? Thork charge bolts damage was increased and the mana cost has been decreased. And Chain Lightning has reduced damage effectiveness against bosses, okay. Oops, sorry. I mean, as long as you can just like freely respec. I mean, I guess you can't freely actually respec because it's not free, it's like... It does cost gold. Decrease the cooldown for the Incinerate skill enchantment bonus. Yeah, that was like busted and pretty much broken. Did they fix the bug where it applies to your entire party? Hopefully. Firewalls will now spawn underneath enemies more frequently when using its enchantment bonus. Yeah, that's nice. Increase like hit chance for meteor skill enchantment bonus. Okay, cool. UI. Built-in screen reader was not reading key prompts. Yes, yes, yes. More text-to-speech, please, thank you. Fix an issue where actions could not bound to the mouse wheel. I personally never used the mouse wheel ever, but I know like some people use the mouse wheel for like moving and so on. Frost Shield untouched, people laugh, yeah. Chat window display on the left side of the screen when using the centered action bar configuration. Character stats will be displayed by default when players click the materials and stats button within their inventory. The move and interact inputs now can be... I kind of like the chat being on the right. because then you can just like have the camera on the left as a streamer. I mean, they could just like make it an option, like to have it left or right. Move and interact inputs can now be mapped to one button, while the primary attack input is mapped to secondary button. Okay, this is like the best change so far. Like, it's actually a normal ARPG now, finally. That's kind of pog. Sans serif font used in-game has been replaced by a new serif font. Interesting. They don't show what it looks like though. How is move and interact one button? It's always like that for me. You use different buttons to talk to NPCs in Grim Dawn and to move around with your character. It is currently 3 buttons. But people like me, for example, wanted move and interact to be like together on one button, which worked on right click but not on left click. Fixed multiple issues that allowed bosses like the Butcher to become unresponsive. Butcher has been re-evaluated for difficulty and will present a greater challenge in World Tiers 3 and 4. Buffed for these that haven't even been tested, okay. Bosses such as Court, Malnok, Venard, I literally can't remember any of these, and others were re-evaluated for melee characters difficulty, resulting in changes to attacks and fight mechanics. Interesting. Making the game maybe like more melee friendly. Fixed the issue where vampire brutes using the shadow enchantment affix would chain cast Impale. Okay. Increase the chance of a dungeon event to occur in cellars. Cellars will now consistently reward chests upon completion. I mean, that's good, because like cellars were literally like they might as well not exist before, right? They were completely useless. Fix an issue where cellars would prematurely be marked as complete. I mean, it's just bugs, whatever. Fix an issue where players could increase attack speed by move cancelling attacks early. Okay. That's nice. I mean, I wouldn't call this quality of life, but I think this is good that that's fixed. Fix the issue where characters weren't immune and untargetable after loading into an area. Okay. Dungeon reset button has been disabled. Wait, what? Do you have to relog then, or what? What is this? Flashbang? Sorry about that. How to kill the Butcher, yep. Riveting gameplay, yeah. Definitely. Season 5 is gonna have the same kind of boss, Monka. Sit. Let's put. Looking at like the Butcher, right? Does he have any like special skills that look cool? He has a roar. He has like one skill, right? Attack. Okay, he has like some kind of head knock. Head. What's it called? Headbutt. Oh. I mean, he's running around in circles a lot. General quality of life. Remove a feature. Yeah, that is really weird. Quality of life, remove a feature. He has hook too, true, but he doesn't use it when you like run around in circles, I guess. Fix an issue that has caused Gale Valley and Sarah Rapture. Yeah, I mean, there was some like low density sometimes. Okay, developer note onto this. While D4 Sanctuary is home to 1 over 100 dungeons, the open beta had only the subset offered in Act 1's Fractured Peaks for players to explore. And the level cap that isn't the full representation of the experience at launch. There are many reasons to complete a variety of dungeons, including collecting more powerful affixes in the Codex of Power. I mean, you do that once, right? And players will still be able to repeat dungeons by partnering up with others and having them start a dungeon. We also wanted to make sure that resetting the dungeon wasn't a way for hardcore players to avoid death when experiencing a challenge in a dungeon. Was not a way for hardcore players to avoid death when experiencing a challenge in a dungeon. Wait, could you reset the dungeon while in the dungeon? What? I mean, that obviously needs to be disabled. Still, we know it can be fun to repeat a specific dungeon, and the team is looking at a more permanent solution to this, like having more reasonable cap on how many times the same dungeon can be completed in a row to better support that style of play. In fact, in a full game, players will acquire sigils that will... Oh my god, you're gonna like basically PR your like... Like, why is this even here? Like, no shit, Sherlock. You could in the dungeon? I thought the dungeon reset button was like, once you are done with the dungeon, you press that button and you had to like... Or like, you could rerun the dungeon. That's what I thought it was for. I actually, like, I think never really tried it, but... It was in the fucking... In the dungeon as well. Like, why not disable it in the dungeon? Why remove it completely? It's like a band-aid problem, like fix. This is band-aid, like 100%. I mean, some others also like just band-aids. And some changes are like super weird. Like backtracking reduction is nice. All the challenge time reductions in my opinion also very nice. This, I mean, I get it, but it, in my opinion, is like immersion breaking. But then again, there are other things in the game that are more immersion breaking already. So I mean, whatever. But like, what is this? Fully restore health resource potion, resets all cooldowns, reduce cooldowns by 1 second by picking up animals. Why? It just... What for? It's like Giga Zoom or what? Reduce from 2 to 0, isn't that called removed? Yeah, true. I mean, I don't know. People were like talking about this, saying like, oh my god, they're listening so much and it's like so great. I mean... To me it feels like a patch that any non-complete dogshit company would do, you know? It's not a great patch. It's like a patch, you know. It's like an okay patch. And it's good that they're patching at all, you know. But I mean, I would expect from a company like Blizzard to at least patch at all. Anything less than this would be horrible. I mean, there's gonna be more patches, right? Like until actual release. Like this is not the only patch, right? Right? I will see, I guess.